Hey, happy Easter to you all. This week, as we are heading into Good Friday, we're going to be doing some daily devotions at about 2 p.m. each day on the last words of Christ. These are significant statements, and they contain important truths that are important for us to recognize and dig into. So the passage we're looking at today is Luke 23:43. And in this passage, we see Jesus hanging on the cross with a criminal on his left and another criminal on his right, each strung up on their own crosses. They're witnesses of the mocking being done by the Roman soldiers toward Christ, these two criminals, and they hear the taunts, and they see the far greater level of abuse and torture that Christ is enduring than what they're experiencing. I've even seen things that have talked about how Jesus was nailed to the cross and these criminals were probably tied to their crosses. So they hear Jesus, even then, in the midst of this horror that he's enduring, they hear Jesus ask God to forgive his jeering executioners. Now, one of those criminals gets caught up with the crowd and joins the mocking chorus against Jesus. He's even daring the Son of God to save the three of them, if he can. The other criminal recognizes something astounding, though. He recognizes that he is deserving of the punishment that he's enduring. There's no attempt on his part to justify the wrongs that he's done. He knows that he's like gazing down the throat of death and he's about to be swallowed whole, and he knows that he deserves it. Meanwhile, he sees something different in Christ. I think he sees the innocence, the righteousness. In this body that's mangled beyond human recognition, he sees the Prince of Peace, the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords. And so in an act of faith that defies human logic, this second criminal asks Jesus to simply this: remember him when he becomes king. The criminal, in this tiny, compact little sentence, has acknowledged that his life, in this little lifespan that he has, is not all that exists. And that Jesus is able to affect even his existence in what comes next. Jesus' response to that criminal also defies logic. Who would even try to save an evil person mid-execution? Someone who deserves what they're getting. You know, if there was ever a point where you would go, it's too late, isn't this it? I mean, for the criminal, there's no opportunity to make anything right. There's no opportunity to offset the pain and suffering that you've contributed to the lives of others. But consider Jesus' response. Luke 23:43. Jesus said to him, "Truly, I say to you, today you will be with me in paradise." Which makes it all the more evident that this is not by works of righteousness that we've done, but because of his mercy that he saves us. Right? With Christ's last words, or with, he's giving forgiveness. And with this criminal, with his last words, this thief whose society has totally given up on, he puts all hope of any future, he puts that hope in Christ. And Jesus saves him. It's astounding that there's no opportunity here for this criminal to prove that he's really changed. There's no formal steps that he's taken. He didn't go forward to an altar. He didn't get baptized in the river. He didn't start teaching Sunday school. But Jesus saves him based on his humble profession of faith. That, my friends, is about as good a proof as anyone could ever give that it's never too late to humbly put your faith in Jesus Christ and be saved. The truth is that we've all been in the place of these two thieves. See, we've all wronged others. We've all sinned against God. On our own, by our own merit, we too stand condemned. So the question really shouldn't be, do I relate to these thieves? But which thief would I emulate? Which thief will I emulate? Will I be the one who foolishly is going to make demands of God? Or will I humbly put my faith in him to love me? Right where I'm at. As I breathe my last breath, I want to end up in paradise. And I hope you'll be there too. But there's no way we can earn that. We can only humbly ask for his mercy. So as we close this little devotion time, I want to invite you to take a moment right now, wherever you're at, and when this video ends, I want to invite you to think about God's mercy in your life. To think about what you deserve and to choose humility. Hey, may God bless you this Easter week.